All right, at this point in the debate, we're getting asked a question about panhandlers. And the first thing that happens is Frank gets a chance to answer. And I want you to listen to his answer. And he says, well, if you get any suggestions, let me know what to do. Or whatever it is he says. Okay? And then he says, I don't know.
Well, panhandlers, particularly up by the mall there.
Do they have any suggestions for what that?
I'm asking you, Mayor. Is there more you can do? You got to live with it.
There's nothing we can do. It's fairly court. They say it's a First Amendment right. Cranston even tried to do something where they would make stones and bricks so it would be uncomfortable for them, and that was shot down. I don't like it, but it's protected. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Patrick?
Now, what I want you to pay particular attention to here as I sit and I really think about this question, but what's really going through my mind at this point, I've already been watching the clock tick down on this debate, and we have not tackled the questions of finances yet. So watch my face as I start to answer this, and then after I answer the question quickly, listen to my response. Thank you.
Okay.
I give charity in the appropriate places and creating a safety issue by stopping cars and I got hit, the back of my car got hit yesterday, okay, in Newport. People weren't paying attention. It happens. The other person had a damaged car, I didn't. I said, I don't care. We have 8 minutes left. I'd really love to address the finances of the city. Please, I think that's what people are here for.
Well, you know what? We began with some finance questions, but John, if you want to give them what they're looking for on a finance question, we'll do that. Or Barbara, if you have one.
No, I was waiting for the lightning round, which could do the right.
Now, at this point, they did not expect this. This was not in the plans for me to change the direction of our conversation back to finances. And the moderators are taken aback by me stepping forward. And then, while they're looking for the question, fumbling for the question, I'm also thinking to myself, we're going to run out of time to talk about finance. So I basically say, how about giving Leah a chance to answer the question about panhandlers? And this is the response.
Okay.
These people want to know if they're going to be homeless or not.
Just give us a second. We'll try to accommodate you.
Thank you.
Want to be civil. Just
In the meantime, do you want Leah to answer that other question?
Which one was that?
The one that we just...
No. Everybody's had a chance to answer the question.
I'm the only one that knows what's going on here. They don't even know what question they're on. No one's keeping track of what's going on. These questions are ridiculous. So then Leah gets a chance to answer her question, and we go on to a finance question.
Is there something you guys have a chance?
The panhandling.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. No, we don't need to overlook you. Go ahead. Is there more the city should do about panhandling? And while you're answering that, John will come up with your finance question, and then we'll hold it there.
Well, we did at one point try to stop it within the city. And the ACLU got involved and said, if you're going to allow it for muscular dystrophy or for any other form of charity, you have to allow it for them as well. So as far as that goes, the law is the law. We have to follow it.
So I think all three of you agree you have to live with a certain amount of it. It's constitutionally protected. Okay, John?
Okay. We've got a number of finance questions that were submitted. And I've just picked one out of the group here.
So here's the question I would have asked. Can each of you tell us how much of an unfunded liability the city has? And the answer is $1 billion. That's plain and simple fact. We keep going out for bonds that we can't afford, and that's a fact. And when the voters are given a chance to spend money on something that's important to them, they want to say yes. But we need to make sure we get our finances in order before we make these expenditures, these large expenditures. So that would have been the question I asked. And then I would have asked, well, what are you going to do about it? And my answer would have been, well, the first thing we need to do is admit there's a problem. Because when you have an issue, let's call it a disease. Let's call the let's call the unfunded liability of $1 billion a disease. If you don't admit that you've got a problem, then you're never going to be able to sit down and fix it. Alcoholism, you got to admit there's a problem. Drug addiction, you got to admit there's a problem. The mayor spending too much money, you've got to admit there's a problem. So, but they were going to continue going on directly to all these questions about chickens, panhandlers, favorite books, and ignore finances, and I was not having it, so.
And let me read it to you. According to a recent published report by the State Auditor General, Warwick's per pupil cost.
So right back to schools again. School questions are not city questions. This entire debate was a sham, okay? It was supposed to be softball questions for somebody, and I prepared, and they did not ask the question. So just remember this. On election day, there was one candidate that wanted to talk about finances. There were two candidates that wanted to talk about who started the lawnmowers in the morning and cutting grass. If that's what's if that's what is important to the people of Warwick, we're going to go bankrupt and people are going to lose their houses. So I'm going to ask for your support, and I'm going to ask for your vote during early voting all next week. I'm going to be out in front of City Hall. Be there to answer questions and ask for your support there. And then I'll be out on election day, and we're going to make this happen. Thank you, Warwick. Take care.